Other one is Nibbana. What is this Nibbana Sunyata means the absence of greed, hatred, and delusion. And the third one, all I had given the references, just I can forward the PPT to you. This is, we can find the first one is Majjhima Nikaya Attakatha, Prapancha Sundari. And second one is Panchapakarana Attakatha, one of our Abhidhamma commentary. We have only 3 Abhidhamma commentaries, Attasalini, Vibhanga Attakatha and Panchapakarana Attakatha. It is from Panchapakarana Attakatha. And other one is, just, it is not in Thailand but in Myanmar, Dhammasangani Mula Tika. No, in Uparipannasa Tika also, I think it is also from Myanmar. Uparipannasa Tika, it is mentioning Sunyata Sacharitang Sunyang Idhang Sunyata Utta. This is what R. in Nagarjuna had pointed out. What R. in Nagarjuna had pointed out, our commentators also point out the same. What is, why it is Sunyata? Sunyata means not as an independent essence. There is nothing in the world as independent essence. What is Nagarjuna had pointed out throughout his Moola Madhyama Karika and the commentator Chandrakirti in Prasannapada. And in Visuddhimagga Mahatika, but it is mostly, probably it's much better if we can translate as voidness. There is nothing that we can consider as me, mine, or myself. And finally, in my conclusion, for more than half an hour, just I had discussed and I had developed and I had done my discussion to reach these 2 conclusions. The first conclusion is that the term anatta is reflected as non-self. An individual is out of control due to universal nature and characteristics, and individual is a cluster, just a collection. That's the concept of anatta. It is very difficult to observe because Digamadhanam Sansaram Attayaptam Samanupassamana Samanupassana. For a long time of samsara, just we had considered as I, me, and mine. Therefore, it is difficult to get rid from that thought. My car, my vehicle, my phone, my laptop, my place, my temple, my profession, everything. If we have to get rid from the thought of mine, step by step we have to do that. Otherwise, we will suffer from some sort of mental disorder. That's why we can find some practitioners, they had been failed in their path. Without, just you have to meet a good teacher. And while associating the teacher, we have to practice this step by step. Anupubha Sikha, Anupubha Kiriya, Anupubha Patipada. That's the gradual path. And final, my second conclusion, the Sunyata gives several meanings, mostly and probably as, according to Theravada, not as an independent essence. Sunyata, it means Sunyata is dependent origination, what R. and Nagarjuna point out, and absence of self, and what belongs to self, Attava, Attaniyangva. Sunyata means there is no anything but considered as me or mine. Finally, this is my conclusion. Thanks for paying attention and dedicating your time upon me for half an hour. Sabhe sattha bhavantu sukhitanah.
Thank you very much, Venerable Narada Theroji. And now this is time for Q&A session. So if you have questions, raise your hand.
제가 유시 등에 손을 나를 유시 등에 이 등에 등에랑 제가 등에라 이제 손시에 말했습니다. 제가 그러니까 다음에 봐도 시대자만 다가 어제 나와서게 주변에 손을 뒤도 조심히 봐 다음에 것이 예시에 가자 다음 외기 다음에 시에다 당에도 있다. 다 당에도 있다. 대 자기들 마치 시대자만에 저 부모가 수도하는 다른 조시에 다 부모가 다음에 당에도 있다. 이거 가운데서 부모 심한이를 시에를 자운데서 부모 심하지 나이 바이나 나 따바따바 찬을 했으면 시를 되자마네 나시에 가서 나들 되자마네 나들 따바찬을 했어요. 그래서 데려를 고대기를 좀 이가이나 무슨 심하지 받아 따봤으면 지는 이래진 경우를 해서 나
이게 뭐시는 데 이거 때문에 거 같아. 이거 때문에 그거는 너무 봤을 때 말이야. 싫어 가지고.
미다 이미
돌아서
나 가로 저 시르베게 나 가스는 부모가 너를 다 염을했으니까 부모가 다 염을해 부모가 다 매일이서 다 생각이 되고 다들 부모가 소송하고 있는 자서 다 시르베게 다 다디 때문에 부모 심하지 나도 따와대 나 따와대 저한테 봐 시르베 부모 심하지 나도 따와다
그것도 재밌다. 저는 이거 때문에 좀 뜻이 더 가래도
네 심하지 얘네 따오가다 샤지야 손세 리 나로로 등이 와서 좋아 저 등에들 손시에 리 나로로 리 가을
Okay. Here's some questions. And the first one is that when you're mentioning about the three characteristics, anicca, dukkha, and so regarding dukkha, actually in our system or tradition, we have three types of dukkhas. And so, do you have those three types of dukkhas in your tradition too? So that's the first question.
Just a minute. Yes, actually we have three types of dukkha. This is a presentation that I had prepared for teaching to our students. This is on the first dukkha. Normal dukkha, suffering of suffering includes birth, aging, illness and dying. And second one is viparinama dukkha, the suffering of change. The dukkha of pleasant of happy experience change into unpleasant when the cause and conditions are produced, the pleasant experience is. This is the sankhara dukkha. Pervasive suffering, the dukkha of conditioned experience due to the conditions that we are experiencing some things. Such a dukkha. We accept such a three.
나도 또 지원이가 있을 때도 부모 심하지 나도 따와서 야서 나 따와서 자면 부모 심한 지대 나로 제가 이나 따와 문제가 있다 나 따와서 안 되는 자고
When you were explaining about the externalism, nihilism, so regarding the second one, externalism, you mentioned about the four aggregates, excluding the first one, form, excluding that and the four mental aggregates. So if one sees those four mentalities as self, then why it becomes externalism? Because in our in Buddhism we say that all the five aggregates are as impermanent.
Sure. Okay. I think it's some sort of misunderstand. Here Lord Buddha mentioning in Indology, if someone had considered as what is Atma, just they are considering as Atma from one of five aggregates. Considering as Atma from one of aggregates. It is not our notion. The people who had considered the body as Atma, it means body and Atma is not a separating just one entity. When body dies, Atma also dies. It gives the birth for the nihilism, Uchchedavada. The people who had considered the body is separated from Atma, Atma is separated from the body. Then though the body died, Atma is not dying, Atma is existing. Okay, the same thought was held by Sati, Buddha's period, in Mahatanna Sankhya Sutta. It means he had considered Atma as Vijnana. Tadavidam Vijnanam Sandhavati Sansarati Ananta. Some people consider mental formation as Atma. Some people consider Sanya, perception, as the Atma. Some people consider Vedana, feel someone is considering something as Atma inside our body, each and everyone considering something Rupa as Atma, or Vedana as Atma, or Sanya as Atma, or Sankhara as Atma, or Vijnana as Atma. Lord Buddha mentioning Rupa. In Abhidhamma, we are dividing Rupa into 28. In early Buddhist text, we had divided Rupa into 11. Atitanagata Rupam, Pachupannam, Sukumang va, Olarikang va, Hinang va, Panitang va, Yandure va, Santike va, Sabbantang Rupa. We had divided into 11. In Abhidhamma, we are dividing into 20. There is no anything as Rupa, just it is also cluster. Vedana. Sukhampi Vediyati, Dukkhampi Vediyati, Adukkhama Sukhampi Vediyati. Later it is divided into 108. Vedana. Perception. What is Katamacha also? Sanjhanati Koko Bhikkave, Sanyati Uchati, Kinchit Sanjhanati, Neelampi Sanjhanati, Pitampi Sanjhanati, Lohitampi Sanjhanati. Limitless perception. This is white, this is blue, this is cat, this is bat, this is ball, this is head. Limitless. Sankhara, Sankatang Abhisankaranti iti ko bhikkave sankharanti. Mental formation. In Prapancha Sanya Sankha Samudra Charanti. Mental formulation, limitless. Vijnana. Vijnana also limitless. The Lord Buddha just mentioning Chakku Vijnana, Sota Vijnana, Dhana Vijnana, Juha Vijnana, Kaya Vijnana, Mano Vijnana. Therefore, Lord Buddha dividing and mentioning, there is no anything as permanent. There is no anything as independent defects. Okay, Lamaji, just I had. Therefore, the people when had thought Atma is out of body, then it had given the birth to nihilism, eternalism. It means though the body died, Atma is not died.
Basically, any need to cut it, you know, and Japan is Sushi. Tamu de la Sanjay down at the case of Sunday, Gense Karadis, Churaton in this calendar use. Amazon Tada, Kumbasidan, the Gense Kashi, Tamu de la Google do the Sashin and Krasum, later you will say that later you will not lead to the activity of the Tony Garbages, Zedan Tanamazo, later you will have the unity. And 다음에 때 하는 이 마시고 뒤에 용어서다 아마도 다음에 돈이 개주 지dan 지시 다가나 지기 아니 파발라기 릴레 레원 지시도 때문에 굴리니 되고시 못하지 이거 좀 기어졌어요 안 다가나 지기 아니 사실 좀 되긴 도디 바나로나 메롱미로 저와 다른 라이브 좀 제가는 지금 이 시간에는 아무 타고 좀 토는 이미 있어요. I think Jadondria Chisavi, the Suyomi Banete, one and Nima is a color, she is such a good one, and also Mazalan with the Thousand Melo Society, and the Yambola and Tomani's case of Zidandi, Mother Theatre is Zidama to decision as the Tony Kennedy, who in the shape which has done with case of Shirato. The Todosena, Koronamaki, the Sandy Damasu, we can say, the Kanto Kevin.
So before asking my question, I would like to share some sources from our side, tradition, Sanskrit tradition, the importance of why the view of the sunyata is important for us or for the practitioners. In one source, from the root text of Acharya Nagarjuna, which says that once we eliminate all the delusions, including hatred, attachment, and so on, then one can be liberated. One can be liberated by seizing all the delusions, afflictive minds, and their factors, and so on. And then, without the related okay. So from the karma and the delusions or the afflictions, then samsara exists. And okay, with the view of the emptiness or the sunyata, one can be liberated, totally liberated from those afflictive minds and mental factors. Oh yeah, so that's one source from the Nagarjuna's works, so which shows the importance of the Shunyata view. And oh, okay. Another one is that his disciple Aryadeva's works. Karo. Okay, so one can be liberated fully by abandoning the ignorance, avijja or ignorance. So that is from the court. Then one of the sutras from our Lord Buddha. Okay, which says that without the pranayana, so without having the pranayana or the view of the shunyata, one cannot be liberated. So those are the importance.
Yeah,
references.
the same
So
is representing
his question is that why the view of the anatta is important in Pali tradition.
Wow, sounds good. In Pali tradition, we are emphasizing anatta. If you had believed the concept of anatta, definitely you will be a nihilist or you will be an eternalist. Until we bears the thought of Uchcheda or Shashwata, you won't be able to get rid from the samsara and you won't be able to practice the Buddhist path. Therefore, with the concept of anatta, definitely we are developing and building attachment with Atma, with concept of me, mine. It is called ahankara, asmimana. In Yogacara, it is mentioning as klishtamana. The bound with external world and internal mind and internal body is because of Atma. Until that attachment, you won't be able to get rid from the samsara. That's why Lord Buddha each and every time, if someone need to attain the arahanthood, definitely he should realize the concept of anatta. Without realizing the concept of anatta, he can't attain the nirvana. Because with the concept of anatta, the desire, attachment, grasping is existing. We are in Theravada tradition, upadhana pachya bhava. The existence is happening due to grasping. There are four sorts of graspings. One grasping is attavada upadhana. Until you bears the thought of Atma, until you believe Atma, the existence will be happen. You won't be able to get rid from the samsara. Other one is dittivada upadhana, silhabhata upadhana, kama upadhana. Silhabhata upadhana means belief on rites and rituals. Kama upadhana means grasping of desire. Dittyupadhana means grasping of view. Until you are a Atmavadhi, there will be two, Attavada and Dittyavada. Until Attavada Upadhana and Dittyavada Upadhana, you will exist in the samsara, you won't be able to get rid from it. Therefore, Theravada emphasizing, you have to realize the anatta if you need to attain the nirvana.
주바지 그 도움에 따뜻한 게 주바지 이거 때 이거 지주기 그렇게 제가 지도 쓰나기 지도 와 주바지 이거 담보대 도움에 따뜻한 지도 주바지 다른 만도 기기나 되게 놓고 다른 지지지도 시험에 상대적인 시험을 봐 이거 너무 가도 가서도 도움에 따뜻한 지도 도와줘서 좀 만들어 이 지도 정보를 다 가서 도움에 따뜻한 게는 가서 배하라기 개발도 좀 보고 싶어 제가 근데 가서 도움에 따뜻한데 아니 남에게 주다지게 돈에 가서 도움에 따뜻한 기발했어 기발 이거 정도 맞에 나 빠데 다베그 수게 아무 주바는 너도 수게 가서 도움에 따뜻한 기발치네 아니 핀볼에 대해 봐다 핀볼 마티 봐다 피비니에 맞아 봐서 맞에 핀볼에 나도 샤그 맞았어 핀볼 나도 샤게데 시다 라디가 주다만 야야 가서 뭐 주베나 까야 봐서 이내야 이 라디가 제가 대화 조직의 노래 유시지게 마도 자비 제가 먹어도 더 대화다 생각과 뭐 가지 가리 인가 있나요? 핀볼에 대해 제가 다음에 봐서 맞에 핀볼에 다 샤그 맞았어요. 디지스 좀 하는데 와 이놈 뭐 비슷한 거 나 대체에 다당에 저 카드 되지. 그러나 와도 제가 한게 제가 그냥 넣게 버리나. 근데 핀볼에 대해 제가 다 저거다 제가 그냥 넣어라. 가서 제가 내가 보아도 시켜버리 강도 와. 그 가비 카드 되라 핀볼에 대해 제가 다 가디라. 제가 그냥 넣어라. 그거 다 되셔야게. 세월이 지나게. 이제 당에 저 카드 돼. 지대라고 찾으면 저 카드 돼. 다들 그거 이제 내대 대회게 개모 이제 성서가 이제 내대 대회가 다 저기 놓으래. 무슨 게 이제 당에 저 카드 되다. 그거 다음에 되게 좋아돼. 내대 대회 가동에 예샤게 내대 대회 개모지게 수샤게 야 비치지로 통해 되라. 얘도 그거 다음에 맞아야 돼. 회지가 타지 시작하면 이제 오면서 저 총교 봐. 이제 당에 저 카드 도서 나도 표본에 대집에 다 까봐서 맞지. 표본에 다 샤기로도 샤기 맞았어. 나도 그런 코로니 맞지. 내디도 이제 제나. 가디 표본 다 마셔봐이나 아니 렌데게 때나 가서 샤기 봐. 나도 들으셔라. 대다라네. 나도 이제 다 쓰고 나도 당연히 얘기 다 다니 표본에 대접하고 표본하면 과자 예와 시그러 봐. 그거로 뭐지 스파만 그러 봐. 얘네야 과자 다 예와 됐다. 코로니 시그도 뭐 이세와 하고 그러요. 과자 예와 마시 베토네 다 메세와다. 나서 과자 리시도 좀 받다나 나도 제대 가서 놀러 여러와. 내가 아는 로시도 로시 많이 봐. 가이 예와 마시 베토네 나서 가스도 좀 봐. 나서 랑 까야 돼. 그래서 구발해 좀 여러와. 다나 이제 다음에 저 다음에 이제 과자 돼요. 나 타라 가우도 좀 내가 그런 세우지나 그거 뒤에 해도 말했어. 가디 이봐에는 아니 렌데게 때한테 가르쳐 하세요. 다못 잡아도 못 되죠. 다못 되지는 않아.
맞습니다. 카드 받지 않아.
카드
지구대 때까지도 가르쳐 아트마세로. 먼저 디지털 배제 동대요. 디지털 먼저 시동 다니듯 가지고. 다게 시험을
타게를 다 예스 나도 시작하지로 와. 다단도 다음에 가디
메시지라.
다음에 가디로 와. 아니 다단 가도 난스 줘 봐. 난스 때랑 과자라도 맞다는 것도 난 보자 있으로 봐. 다 가로도 나서 난스 때 과자라도 말해. 제가 말했어. 그렇지.
So, before that, Geshe-la clarifies the different views of some subtle differences between the Tibetan traditions too. So that is just a clarification, and maybe we don't need to go deeper in those terms. Okay, those types. And his main question is that he wants to know whether in the Pali tradition or the Theravada tradition, is there any difference between the Atma, what we are going to seize or to negate, or with that's on one hand, and on the other hand, we usually use that I am doing something, something given to me, something like that. So there is one type of eyes there. So do you differentiate between those two eyes?
Yes.
Or
Exactly.
Okay.
Thanks. Actually, Geshe-la definitely it should be different. Theravada explanation and Tibetan explanation. If it is totally similar, it is not two traditions. Therefore, there are number of differences. That's why they had developed their own identity as Theravada and Mahayana. But we can find some sort of similarities. Okay? Just I had point out that little bit similarities. Another case, yes, the same question raised centuries before. Centuries before the same case raised, the answer had given in Panchapakarana Katha. द्वेषच्चानि अक्कासि संबुद्धं वदतं वरो लोकसम्मुति सच्चंच सच्चंच परमत्तता संकेत वचनं सच्चं लोकसम्मुति कारण परमत्त वचनं सच्चं धम्मानं तथलक्षणं. The same we can find in Mula Madhyama Karika Vivahara Manashritya Paramarthona Deshyate Paramartha Managambe Nirvana Nadigambe. And in Trikaya, Nirmanakaya, Sambhogakaya, Dharmakaya, also the same question, they had given the answer. The case, later, there was a question, if there is no a concept called I, who will attain the Nibbana? Who will resolve the good or bad karmas? Who will resolve it? Then to whom I am eating? To whom I am making dressing? Whom I am nourishing? If there is no anything called I, mine or myself. Therefore, Theravada teachers in our Theravada tradition, they divide the reality into two. First one is conventional reality, another one is ultimate reality, Sammuti Satcha and Paramatta Satcha. As the conventional reality, we have to consider there is a concept as I. But in ultimate reality, there is no anything called I. When we need to shift from conventional to paramatta, there is a specific practice and specific path that you have to follow. Theravada teachers mentioning conventional truth also truth, ultimate truth also truth. But in modern philosophy, there is no anything called truth. In modern philosophy, there is no anything called truth. Just they are giving. There are 4,000, more than 4,000 religions in the world. Each and every religion mentioning our is the truth, others are false. The same statement had done by Lord Buddha. Idhameva satyam mogamaya. There is no any ultimate truth. Therefore, Theravada teachers in our Theravada tradition, the concept of I conventionality is correct, but ultimate in Paramatta concept, it is false. The same thing without any difference, Nagarjuna also illustrate Vivahara Manashritya Paramarthona Deshyate Paramartha Managamme Nirvananadi Dhamme. Okay, so then I think in the concept of conventional, we accept the concept of I, but it is not the reality.
Thank you very much. Now it is time. Shela chue diso. Kwanza yang chuzu chuni ngono shela chugo wala. Nama digi. Thank you very much, Narada Theroji, for your exuberant presentation. It was really insightful and definitely it is beneficial to all. So thank you very much. Thank you all. Now it is time for lunch.